everyone, and welcome back to English Channel. I'm Emily.
Hi, Emily. It's great to be here for another episode.
And hello to all our amazing listeners. We're so excited to start a new series called English in Daily Life. Real conversations for real situations.
That's right, Emily. In this series, we'll be exploring everyday topics and showing you how people really talk about them in English. We want to make learning English practical and useful for your daily life.
Exactly. So before we dive in, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes.
And if you enjoy our content, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
Oh, and don't forget to share this episode with your friends who are also learning English. The more, the merrier.
Absolutely. Okay, Emily, so what exciting topic are we tackling today for our first English in Daily Life episode?
Well, Paul, since it's the start of the day for many of our listeners, I thought we could talk about something very common, our morning routines. How do you start your day?
That's a fantastic topic, Emily. Everyone has a morning routine, whether they realize it or not. It's such a fundamental part of our daily lives. So, let's start with you, Emily. What does your typical morning look like?
Okay, so my alarm clock usually goes off around 7 a.m. I'm not a morning person, so the first thing I do is hit the snooze button. Maybe once or twice.
I think a lot of people can relate to that, Emily.
Yeah, I need those extra few minutes. When I finally get out of bed, the first thing I do is drink a big glass of water. I find it helps me wake up and feel more refreshed.
That's a great habit. I should probably start doing that more consistently.
You should. After that, I usually head to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash my face. Nothing too exciting there.
Standard morning procedures. What comes next for you?
Next, I like to make myself a cup of tea. I'm a big tea drinker. While the water is boiling, I usually stretch a little bit. Just some simple stretches to get my body moving.
That sounds lovely and relaxing. I usually go straight to making coffee. I can't function without my morning coffee.
I understand that. After my tea, I usually get dressed. I like to lay out my clothes the night before to save time in the morning.
That's a smart idea. I'm always rushing to find something to wear.
It definitely helps. Then, depending on the day, I might do a quick workout at home or head straight to the kitchen to make breakfast.
What do you usually have for breakfast?
It varies, but I often have toast with avocado and eggs, or sometimes oatmeal with fruit and nuts. I try to eat something healthy to give me energy for the day.
That sounds delicious. My breakfast is usually a bit simpler. Maybe just a piece of toast or a quick bowl of cereal. I'm not always very hungry in the morning.
And after breakfast? What's the next part of your morning routine, Paul?
After breakfast, I usually check my emails and plan my day. I like to make a to-do list so I know what I need to accomplish.
That's a very organized way to start the day. I should probably try that more often. For me, after breakfast, I usually spend some time catching up on the news or reading a book before I start working.
So that's your morning routine at home. What about when you have to go to work? Does it change much?
Not drastically, but I do need to factor in commute time. So I might wake up a bit earlier to make sure I have enough time to get ready and travel to work. I also make sure my bag is packed the night before with everything I need.
That makes sense. Being prepared definitely reduces morning stress. Now, let's think about our listeners who might be students. What might their morning routine look like?
That's a great point, Paul. For students, their morning routine would revolve around getting ready for school or university. They might wake up, shower, get dressed in their uniform or comfortable clothes, and then have breakfast.
And depending on their age, they might need some help from their parents to get ready, especially younger students.
Exactly. Parents might be helping with packing school bags, making lunches, and ensuring their kids get out the door on time.
And for university students, their mornings might be a bit more flexible depending on their class schedule. They might wake up later if they don't have early classes, or they might use the morning to study or work on assignments.
That's true. They might also grab a quick breakfast on the go, like a coffee and a pastry, if they're running late for a lecture.
Now let's think about people who work outside the home. Their morning routine might be quite different too, depending on their job.
Definitely. Someone who works in a physically demanding job might have a more substantial breakfast to fuel their day. They might also have a specific routine for getting their work clothes ready.
And someone who works in an office might spend more time getting ready, choosing their outfit carefully, and maybe even doing their hair and makeup.
Yes, and their commute could also be a big part of their morning. They might listen to music, podcasts, or audiobooks during their commute to make it more enjoyable or productive.
That's a great idea. Using commute time to learn something new or catch up on things.
Absolutely. Now, let's imagine a different scenario. What if someone was to grab breakfast at a cafe before heading to work or school? What kind of English might they need to use?
Oh, that's a fun one. So they might walk into the cafe and say, "Good morning."
And the barista might reply, "Good morning. What can I get for you?"
Then the person might say, "I'd like a coffee, please. A latte, maybe?"
Or, "Could I have a cappuccino, please?" It's always polite to say please.
Definitely. And if they want something to eat, they could say, "And I'll also take a croissant." Or, "Do you have any breakfast sandwiches?"
The barista might then ask, "For here or to go?" Meaning, do you want to eat it at the cafe or take it with you?
And the person would reply, "To go, please," or "For here, thank you."
They might also need to specify if they want milk, sugar, or any other additions to their coffee. For example, "Could I have oat milk instead of regular milk?" Or, "Just a little bit of sugar, please."
And when they're ready to pay, they might ask, "How much is that?" Or, "What's the total?"
A barista would then tell them the price, and they could pay with cash or card. They might say, "Here you go," while handing over the money or card.
And it's always polite to say thank you after receiving their order and change.
Absolutely. So even a simple interaction, like ordering breakfast at a cafe, involves using some key English phrases.
It really does. And it's a great way to practice your English in a real-life situation.
Now let's think about some other things people might do in their morning routine. Some people like to exercise first thing in the morning.
Yes, that's a great way to start the day with energy. They might go for a run, do yoga at home, or go to the gym.
And after exercising, they would probably take a shower and get ready for the day.
Others might prefer to meditate or do some mindfulness exercises in the morning to clear their minds and set a positive tone for the day.
That's a wonderful practice. It can really help reduce stress and improve focus.
And some people like to spend a few minutes reading a book or the news before they start their day. It's a way to ease into the day instead of rushing straight into tasks.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works best for you and creating a routine that makes you feel good and prepared for the day ahead.
So, Emily, what are some common phrases our listeners might hear or use when talking about their morning routine?
That's a great question, Paul. Here are a few. My alarm goes off at. This is how you say what time you wake up. I hit the snooze button. This means you press the button to delay your alarm. I get out of bed. This is the action of leaving your bed. I brush my teeth. This is part of your oral hygiene. I wash my face. This is cleaning your face. I make a cup of coffee, tea. This is preparing your hot beverage. I get dressed. This is putting on your clothes. I have breakfast. This is eating your morning meal. I check my emails. This is looking at your electronic messages. I plan my day. This is organizing your tasks. I commute to work or school. This is traveling to your workplace or educational institution. I grab a coffee on the go. This means you buy a coffee and take it with you.
Those are some really useful phrases. And what about asking someone about their morning routine? How could our listeners do that?
They could ask, "What's your morning routine like? How do you start your day? What do you usually do in the morning? Do you have a set morning routine?"
These are great conversation starters. You could use them to talk to friends, colleagues, or even practice with a language exchange partner.
Absolutely. Talking about your daily routines is a very common topic of conversation, and it's a great way to learn more about someone's lifestyle.
So, Emily, reflecting on our own morning routines, what do you think is the most important part of a good morning routine?
For me, I think it's having a little bit of time to myself before the day really starts. Whether it's enjoying a cup of tea in peace or reading a few pages of a book. That quiet time helps me feel more grounded and ready to face the day.
I agree. For me, it's definitely the coffee. That first cup really wakes me up and gets me going. But also, I think having some kind of plan for the day, even if it's just a mental one, helps me feel more in control and less stressed.
Those are both great points. It's so personal, isn't it? What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. And it can also change depending on the day. On weekends, my morning routine is much more relaxed than on weekdays.
Mine too. On weekends, I usually sleep in a bit later and enjoy a leisurely breakfast. There's no rush to get anywhere.
That sounds wonderful. It's important to have those slower mornings too.
Definitely. So, for our listeners, we encourage you to think about your own morning routine. What do you do? What do you enjoy about it? Is there anything you'd like to change?
And try to think about how you would describe your morning routine in English using some of the phrases we've shared today. It's a great way to practice your speaking skills.
Yes, and if you're feeling brave, why not share a part of your morning routine in the comments below? We'd love to read them.
That's a fantastic idea, Emily. We can all learn from each other's routines.
So, to wrap up today's episode on morning routines, we hope you found it helpful and interesting. Remember, learning English is all about connecting it to your daily life. And what's more daily than your morning routine?
Absolutely. And we hope this real conversation has given you some useful vocabulary and phrases to talk about this topic in English.
Before we say goodbye, just a quick reminder to subscribe to English channel if you haven't already. We have lots more English in daily life episodes planned for you.
And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it with anyone who might find it useful.
And don't forget to leave a comment below telling us about your morning routine or any questions you have about today's topic. We love hearing from you.
Thanks so much for joining us today, everyone.
It was a pleasure, Paul.
You too, Emily, and we'll see you all in the next episode of English Channel.
Bye for now.
Take care.